I am showcasing the Voking VKC-ET 10mm plus 16mm metal autofocus macro close-up extension rings that work with Canon EOS M mount cameras M2, M3, M5, M6, M10, M15, M100. Instead of having to purchase a full macro lens, which can cost several $100s, these budget extension rings do a fantastic job. If you see, I like taking macro pics of products, but my Canon EOS M50 with the default lens just doesn't get that close with macro lenses. So I'll show you what it looks like. All you need to do is get these Voking extension tubes. You basically install them, and you can install both of the tubes at once if you want to get super close up, or you can only install the 10mm or 16mm tube extension. But in this case, I'm going to install both of them right off the bat, put them in my Canon EOS M50. And again, this supports the EOS M50, 100, M200, M10, M6, basically any EOS M camera. So you put the extension tubes on, you spin them in, and then you put in your lens over them. And now your camera is in macro mode. Basically, you got the benefit of using a macro lens without having to change out or buy a super expensive multi-$100 lens. I can now get super close and zoom in right on this glowing G on this Logitech mouse at such a much closer distance and so much clearer and focused than I could with the standard lens. It's basically like giving yourself a macro lens without having to purchase the full price of a macro lens. These Voking extender tubes are literally amazing. They do a great job, highly recommended, and I just can't believe how close I can get with them without having to get a separate lens. So instead of carrying two lenses with you, in a pinch, if you just want to use your main lens for shooting, but you want to shoot some macro shots, these Voking extender tubes work really, really well at giving you macro shots. Again, you could use both rings, the 10mm and 16mm, or you could take one of the rings off and just use one of the rings, depending on how close you want your macro shots to be.